Hey, good morning, y'all. On this Tuesday, it is May 21st. I'm Chris Allen here on the SAM channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. We've got a good morning going for us here. Taking a look outside from the Plano cam. Looking pretty good on this election day. Yes, it is election day. Polls opened at 6 a.m. and will stay open until 6 p.m. this evening. No matter what time zone you're in the state of Kentucky, it's 6 a to 6 p. So as you go out this morning, make sure you use the opportunity that you have, the freedom and the privilege to go vote. And I know that usually in these elections, voter turnout is not all that high, but let's hope that everybody gets out and exercises their right to go vote and to get it done. And then what happens today will determine who the nominees are for the fall in a lot of cases. So there you see outside the Plano cam here at 7:55 a.m. that we have sunshine, just a few puffy clouds, and that's all we're going to get today, pretty much. Like yesterday, not a whole lot of difference between yesterday and today, for that matter, except it could be maybe a little warmer than yesterday. Yesterday's high, by the way, was 89 at the airport officially. 80 is where we should be on average. So we were 9 degrees above average. Today, I think we could be 10 degrees above average. We could hit 90. And if we hit 90 today, it'll be not only the first time this year, but it'll be the first time in 8 months. You have to go back to September of last year before you find the last 90-degree temperature for Bowling Green officially. All right, here's a look downtown from the AAA Systems live cam. You can see the same picture that you saw in Plano. Sunny sky with a few puffy clouds. And that's really the extent of it today. I don't see any showers coming in for today. That's going to happen more so tomorrow across the area. And we might even just see some maybe nasty weather. In a couple of places we could see that, but the bigger takeaway here, even though there might be some severe or strong to severe storms tomorrow afternoon and evening, I think a much bigger threat over the coming days is going to be the amount of rain that is coming. And here's a look at that. And what I'm seeing here, and it is really ramped up. I mean, this atmosphere that we have, as you know already, is very muggy. It's very saturated with moisture. And because of this next front, this next system coming in for late week, it's going to stall. It's going to sit here, and it's just going to continue to crank out the rains. And look at this, over the next week from today until next Tuesday. Now, I know that's a complete week. That's 7 days, but this is collectively during that time. You see that we're in the deep red and a little bit lighter red, not quite the orange. So let's look over here on the scale. Deep red into lighter red, not the orange, but here we go. We're looking at 2 to 3. And west of us, maybe even close to 4 inches of rain. That's over a 7-day period. Now, the great news about this is that it's not going to come all at once. It is not going to be like this big dump of rain that's going to happen just boom, and it's going to cause all kinds of flooding. But you got to remember that the last several rains that we've had, the rivers are up, the river basins are up, the water tables are up, and it's not going to take a whole lot more rain to bring them back up again. And so I do anticipate at some point from starting tomorrow and then through the Memorial Day weekend, this is a holiday weekend coming up, there will be enough rain at some point to cause some minor flooding, and maybe even in some cases a little bit more than that. It just depends how quick the runoff is going to be. But that's the case as I see it right now. So there's going to be several waves upon waves upon waves of rain, and it's going to be in some cases not very forgiving. So in those places that have been, or are, I should say, prone to flooding, you're likely to have some flooding again over the course of the next week. This is going to take us through the end of the week, all weekend, and into next week. So 7 days of rain, pretty much starting tomorrow afternoon and evening. And there will be that possible severe weather threat. I'll talk about that in just a moment, but I'm more concerned about the amount of rain than I am severe weather, although that's been a focus out in the plains the last several days. Here's a look at the winds this morning and the surface map. You can see the winds are going to try to pick up today from the south. I think we'll find some 10 to 15, maybe close to 20 mile per hour breezes. As you see the isobars, the wind channel here starting to get really cranked up around this low pressure system, which is deepening. Look at it. It's at 997 millibars now, and it's strengthening. There is going to be a significant severe weather outbreak again today for parts of Nebraska and Iowa, northern Missouri, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, in this general area here where that low pressure system is going to pass by. This is going to be the focus of severe weather, and it could be significant as far as tornadoes and such. For us, on this election day, it's going to be a quiet day, not much going on. Radar not showing anything for hundreds of miles around us, and it should stay that way today. But you can already see that near that low pressure system, already some strong to severe storms are going on outside of Omaha and moving into Des Moines, Iowa, and Cedar Rapids into Wisconsin. So this is again going to be the focal point today for rough weather. You're going to hear probably about some big, long tracking tornadoes, along with a lot of wind damage. A look at the satellite view this morning, showing that things are mainly clear. As I showed you, we've got some of those high puffy clouds, mid-level clouds, but not much going on here. It's going to be a beautiful day, plenty of sunshine, no excuse not to get out and go vote on this election day until 6 o'clock this evening. I know the heat and humidity are going to be there, of course, but it is at least not going to be rainy. So there you go. All right, let's go to, let's see what's next here. Mesonet. I think the Mesonet is back up and working this morning. It wasn't working at this hour yesterday, but yeah, there it is. So the Kentucky Mesonet showing lots of warm 70s already. Look at that, already mid 70s. Here in Bowling Green, 76 down at the Ag Expo Center. Dew points are in the mid to upper 60s already. Whew. So yes, it's going to feel a bit rough today. Humidity in the 70s. Yep. Wind It's going to pick up. Winds are coming from the south at 5 to 10, but the winds will start to become a bit breezy at 10 to 15, already doing so back into western Kentucky. So, yeah, it's going to warm up, and at least we'll have a breeze. It won't be still air around us, and that will help with any kind of heat index. Right now, there's not much of one. Heat index readings are still just in the 70s and not too bad right now, but they will become a little more heated as we go into the afternoon, especially. So keep that in mind when you're going out to go vote or going out for lunch or just going to do some stuff outside. It's going to be that way. And the heat is going to relax a bit. Here's proof of that on the model blender. And as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and go with 90 today. I went with 90 yesterday and we hit 89 officially. But I think today we can hit 90 for the first time in 8 months since September. Heat index readings will be in the low 90s, I would think, with the humidity and the dew points being as they are. But enough of a breeze to where it's not going to be, you know, it'll be tolerable. It'll be okay. Let's just put it that way. But don't stay outside too long in this combined heat and humidity. It's not heat index levels yet. We're not there yet. And summer's still a month away. Okay. Now, tomorrow, with the added rainfall that's coming in and cloud cover, we're going to go down into the low, maybe mid 80s, then even lower 80s for Thursday and Friday, with several more rounds of rain in there, and for the weekend as well. Unfortunately, Memorial Day weekend is going to be occasionally wet, warm, and humid, a little stormy at times, another strong to severe threat maybe on Sunday, besides the one coming in for tomorrow. Then, look at that, we get upper 70s, a nice refreshing change as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. That is not bad, considering some of the 80s that we're feeling right now and will feel for throughout the Memorial Day weekend. So I would just advise you to go ahead, make your outdoor plans for a cookout or going to the lake or any of that stuff you've got planned for the weekend. You're going to be fine. You just need to have something like a weather radio, or, you know what I'm going to say, the News40 Weather App right there. Download the app with that code and have it with you at all times. That way you know when lightning is nearby, and if there's a warning or something's happening that you're not aware of because you're not near the TV or the radio. But I would suggest you take a weather radio or, you know, your phone or something with you to monitor the weather if you're going to be outdoors this weekend. All right. Here is the current map. High pressure in control. Great looking day to go to the polls and cast your vote. Everything's fine today. Here's the severe weather that's going to break out in those areas today ahead of the low pressure system and the cold front. It's going to be a nasty, nasty day back west of us. Here is just after midnight tomorrow morning. And then here's tomorrow morning for us. Scattered showers. Not everybody's going to get rained on in the morning, but there's a chance that we could see a round of showers in the morning and then more in the afternoon. And look at this. This is getting a little closer to us. This is tomorrow evening near the front. As it begins to stall, there will be waves of low pressure that ride along the front, and that's going to help increase the instability and therefore increase the chance for a few strong to maybe severe storms, which I'll highlight in just a second after we get through these maps. The front wobbles and wiggles around on Thursday, but keeps us in the wet weather. And as you saw earlier, a lot of wet weather, a lot of rain. And the front kind of moves down into middle Tennessee, but it stalls again. This is going to keep rain in the forecast all the way through the holiday weekend. There's no way to escape it. It's just occasionally the sun will come out. You'll get a little hour or maybe more where you can fire up the grill or head out on the lake. And then all of a sudden here comes a more potent thunderstorm or gust of wind or strong storm, and then you got to come back in. It's going to be that way all weekend long. And these systems just keep coming one after the other. That was Saturday. Here's Sunday when we could see another round of strong to severe storms. And here's next Monday, more showers and storms with more systems. They just keep coming. So the takeaway that I want you to have from all of this more than anything else is that it is not going to be a picture perfect holiday weekend. No way, no how. There will be those times during the course of the weekend through Monday and Tuesday where you get a break from the rain, but then there's going to be more that's going to come after it. So you're going to have to plan accordingly. And not just assume that when the sun is out, everything's okay, because that may not be the case for long, because another big swoop of rain or thunderstorms is going to come back around and it's going to mess up your outdoor plans. And that's not going to be good. And yes, I've been speaking of the severe weather threat. And while you guys can't see me on camera, I'm reaching for my Kleenex here because I'm still dealing with this. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it off camera. I'm still dealing with this upper respiratory. I'm a lot better today, but yeah, I'm still dealing with this. Okay, let's take this step by step here because I want you to see this is today. Now, no concerns for thunderstorms here, even though there's just this general thunderstorm kind of outline here. I don't think we're going to see much of anything. West of us today, we could see some thunderstorms developing, but today we're fine. The severe weather way back to the northwest. Okay, so no problems here today. Now, here's tomorrow. Now we're in the zone. We're not only in the level 1 marginal risk, according to the scale, but also parts of our area under the level 2 yellow slight risk. That would be primarily north and west of Interstate 65. So this is for tomorrow afternoon. Tornado outlook, almost non-existent. So I'm not worried about that. Wind, damaging wind threat, there's a little bit there, but the bigger concern is going to be the Boot Hill of Missouri, far western Tennessee, and parts of Arkansas. Hail threat for tomorrow, again, that same area, not so much us. Okay, so that's Wednesday. Then we take a break on Wednesday. Thursday, not much of a threat here. It's just going to rain. There will be some general thunderstorms. Friday, pretty much non-existent. But here's Saturday. Now this is Sunday. And look at that. Already, we are in the zone of 15 to almost 30% possibility of severe weather, even this far out. This is Sunday. So the Weather Service realizes this is a holiday weekend, a big holiday weekend, and they want to give you the heads up that on Sunday there is another risk for some possible strong to severe storms. So all of that is in the mix. So we've got to factor that in. I don't want to. I know it's a holiday weekend. Hopefully we'll be able to get our cookouts in, go to the lake and be safe and get all that in and not have to worry about it. But when the weather's like this and there's so much moisture content in the air, all it takes is a little bit of instability and you've got problems. But I'd still think it leans more toward heavy rain and flash flooding, high water type event, more than it does a tornado, severe weather event. There may be severe storms coming out of this either tomorrow afternoon and Sunday. In between, it's just going to be a lot of rain over and over. Okay. So let's see who's in the chat box this morning. Bunch of people: Chad, Mandem98, Karen, Norm and Kathy, Gail and Rod, Gregory, Karen, Teresa, Doc, Barbara, Tanisha, Letitia, Larry, Patty, Connie. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in and watching this morning. I'm on the radio right now at Sam 100.7. And then this evening back on TV, like I was last night, at News40, WNKY, CBS, NBC, 5, 6, and 10, and on your phone anytime with the News40 app, which you can download by scanning that QR code right there. All right, you guys, have a great day. God bless you. Thank you for watching as always. Be safe.